Melissa from Skin Scent Studio in Floresville, Texas. I wanted to give you guys a tutorial and tell you a little bit on facial cupping today. Facial cupping is a really great treatment for all skin types, especially for anti-aging, but it also gives you some really great detoxifying benefits, brightening the skin. So even if you're not concerned with aging, which most of us are, this is going to be a really great treatment for mostly everybody. Even for some types of acne and scarring, it can be really beneficial. So I put together some kits. This is going to make it really easy for you so you have everything you need. You want to start out with clean, dry skin, of course, when you do this treatment. I've also included an enzyme mask so that once you cleanse your skin, you can do a little bit of exfoliation prior to doing the treatment. I usually recommend doing some mild exfoliation about 1 to 2 times a week. So that's a great time to go ahead and do your facial cupping treatment after you exfoliate the skin. So this will be a great little facial that you can do for yourself at home, a little treat for your skin. It's only going to take maybe 15 to 20 minutes, and that includes your exfoliating step. So when you get your kit, it's going to come with your enzyme mask. That's going to last you for about anywhere from 2 to 4 treatments. You really just need a thin layer of that mask so you can kind of stretch that out and get several treatments out of it. So you'll cleanse your skin, you'll do your enzyme mask, leave that on for about 10 minutes, wipe it off with a warm, damp washcloth, and then you'll get ready to do your facial cupping. So the facial cupping kit comes with a full-size facial oil. So this is going to last you for so many treatments. A little bit of this goes a long way, so you'll be able to do a lot of treatments with this. And then you'll have your facial cups. There's 2 different sizes, and so I'll tell you a little bit more about those when we get into the tutorial. So you'll want to take a little bit of your facial oil. The ingredients, it has some really amazing ingredients, and it smells really good. It's got argan oil, hemp oil, so you get the CBD benefits, vitamins A and C, and some plant stem cells. So a lot of good stuff going on in this. And like I said, it smells so good. So you want to put that all over. Make sure you go down to your neck. You can actually use the cups on your décolletage area, the chest. So I'm gonna go ahead, I have a little bit left over, and we'll put it down on the chest because as we age, we start to get some little wrinkles there, so it'll be good to do your treatment in that area too. So when starting out, I really recommend using the smaller cup. You'll probably want to continue using the smaller one and use this one a little bit more for like the chest or body area if you have sensitive skin. I tend to get red really easily, and you can kind of see the capillaries in my skin right under the surface. So if your skin tends to be fair or sensitive at all, stick with the smaller one. So we'll start out with that one, and then I'll show you a little bit on the larger one as well in case you're feeling brave and want to try this one. But we don't want to cause any bruising. You are going to see a little pinkness, a little redness in the skin, but we definitely don't want to leave any bruising like sometimes you see with the cupping body massages, and they have like the big marks. We do not want that for the face. So when we're doing our facial cupping, we're just really stimulating the blood flow, the blood circulation for the skin, and that's gonna give the blood a nice oxygenation. It's gonna help to draw nutrients to the surface of the skin, but we definitely don't want that blood pooling at all and causing any bruising. So you'll start out with your little cup, and you're just gonna squeeze it so that we can create a suction, and we're gonna start. Kind of hard when I'm trying to talk, but we're just gonna gently glide it kind of upwards like that, and you kind of press down a little bit so that we don't lose our, a little bit more oil, so we don't lose our suction. So if you feel like it's dragging at all, just add a little bit more oil. And you're just gonna gently glide up. popping noise when you get to the end. You can squeeze it to release if you want to. And so you can see that little bit of redness there. And I like to do each area for just a couple minutes, just until you kind of see that skin get nice and pink. We can do a little bit in this area for the smile lines and around the lips. And so you're just gonna go up and around the lip area. In the eye area, you can go inwards towards the sinuses. This is helping to, we're draining lymph when we do that, so that's where we get the detoxifying benefit from. In the eye area, you can drain in towards the sinuses, and then I like to go back out and down so that we're draining that lymph fluid down into the lymph nodes that are down in the neck. And then of course you want to do the neck area, and we're just going to be going down so that we're getting that lymph drained. And then I'll show you with the bigger one. Like I said, I don't use this one too often for the face, but if you have like thicker, more resilient skin, then you can give it a try. I would still start out with the smaller one just till you get the hang of it. But you can also kind of just do a light squeeze so that you don't get too much suction. But this is definitely going to give you a stronger suction. So if you use this one, you just may not want to do as many passes. We're going to work on the forehead also. So with the forehead, we're going to go up to give us like a nice lifting, and you can kind of go up the eye area so we get that brow bone lifted. If you have any really kind of deeper wrinkles on the forehead or between the eyes right here, you can suction it and let it sit for just a couple seconds and then pull it off. But you just don't want to leave it for too long because we don't want any forehead hickeys. So my problem area is right here because I tend to do that a lot, especially right now because I'm home with my kids a lot. So those little muscles there are getting to work out. So this really helps to massage and loosen up those muscles, draw blood to the surface, so we're getting some good skin regeneration and collagen production in the skin. And this treatment really, I feel like it's one of the best instant results treatment, because I really feel like just after one treatment, you're gonna notice some lifting. So I can even tell, you know, like this eyebrow, you can tell that it's already lifted some, and you saw I didn't even, you know, I only did that area for a few seconds. It's good for this area that we tend to kind of get some sagging in. I'm gonna switch back to my smaller one. So after I've done most of my treatment on this side, I like to really kind of focus on draining that lymph. And yeah, you can definitely see my eyebrows lifted. I love seeing like the comparison when you've only done half of your face. But I want to really make sure that we've drain the lymph down into the lymph nodes. And you want to drink a lot of water after doing this treatment so that you can flush all of those toxins out. So when you're doing some lymphatic drainage, we're just going over and down, over and all the way down. Then we'll go down here, over and down, over and down. I like doing this treatment at night because the skin does a lot of regenerating overnight. So it's good to do your treatment. We've drawn all that blood to the surface, and then we let the skin do the rest of the work overnight. If your skin is dry, you can leave this oil on. You can put your moisturizer on over top of it, or you can just leave it as your last step. If you don't like the feeling of facial oils, or your skin tends to be a little bit more on the oily side, you can just take a warm washcloth, kind of steam your face with it gently. You don't want it too hot, but just warm. Steam that oil a little bit and then just wipe off any excess and follow with your regular nighttime routine. And so then we'll use the bigger one in this area. So I see some clients that, that have kind of creasing in this area. If you're a side sleeper, it's going to start to kind of cause that. And then just generally, in this area, from aging and sun exposure, we get some lines and wrinkles. So I like to use this larger cup, and we're just going over to the side because we're kind of directing it over to the lymph nodes that we have under our arms. And you can just go over that area for a few minutes. If you want to do, you can do a little bit like in the center. And if you have, any really deep wrinkles, you can section, leave it for a few seconds, but just remember not to leave it too long. And you can do a spot treatment, if you're not really sure how sensitive your skin is. I would say just do like one quick little area and wait a day and see how your skin responds to it. And so as you see, it's a super quick treatment. You can do this every few days and you'll see some really nice benefits to your skin. So obviously I need to do the second half of my face, but I don't want to take up any more of your time. These you can just wash in warm soapy water and then just leave them out to dry, and then just keep them somewhere nice and clean and dry until your next treatment. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, I'm available through Facebook messaging or email at skinscensestudio@gmail.com. Thanks. Bye.